Hey, this is Brandon with Chosen Outdoors, and today we're going to be talking through the Christensen Evoke Hunter in two. Stay tuned.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, good morning. It's Brandon with Chosen Outdoors, and it's cold. So the other day we unboxed the Christensen Evoke in mossy oak bottomland camo, and today we are going to be shooting her. So we have mounted a Zero Tech. This is a 4 to 20 by 50 millimeter scope. It has locking turrets on it, an adjustable parallax. It's actually got an adjustable eyepiece too. It's a pretty nice scope. These things run about $650, $600 roughly. But this is going to be temporary. This is going to go back to the other Christensen eventually. This is going to go back to the other Christensen eventually, but this is a kind of a temporary deal. But we're going to shoot this guy for demonstration purposes. We're going to get her sighted in, and then we're going to try to take it all the way up to the 200-yard range. Kind of excited. I haven't shot a 270 in a long time. It's a long action caliber, therefore it usually has a little more pop than some of your shorter actions. But 270 is a really solid all-around rifle. I've seen people shoot nilgai with it. I've seen people shoot whitetail. I've seen people shoot hogs. Pretty much anything and everything that you can shoot, a 270 can take down. In East Texas, growing up, it was either 270 or 30-06. That's what just about every old man shot. So this is intriguing for me. I'm excited. This is the first time we've ever shot the Christensen Evoke, and it'll be the first time that we've shot a 270 in a long time. So we're going to start out on the 50-yard range here. We bore sighted it yesterday at the house. So we're going to start at the 50-yard range, and then we're going to make our way up to the 100, get it sighted in and zeroed, and then we'll move to the 200. So we have our Christensen Evoke. This is the Hunter. It's the Bottomland Mossy Oak Camo Edition. We've put a Zero Tech. We have a 4 to 20 by 50 millimeter glass on top of her. Zero Tech is kind of neat. There's not a whole lot of them. So if you look at this, see how on most of your scopes, and we have another one that I'll show you. Most of them, like this stuff's all in line. So it looks like a cross. This one, it's offset. These two, the parallax adjustment and your turret for your windage adjustment, and they're a little offset. It's kind of neat. But this company is out of England. I don't know. We wanted to try it out. It's been good glass thus far. Clear, very exceptional. We're shooting. Whew, it's cold. It's getting colder every time I talk. We are shooting Hornady Precision ELDX. These are 145 grain 270 Winchester bullets. I'm a big fan of the Hornady Precision bullet. We have her sighted in at 50 yards. So now we're going to move over to the 100-yard range and see if we can't make a grouping with these three. But man, I'm telling you, this thing shoots like, it's loud. Don't get me wrong, it's freaking loud. But it shoots super smooth. For a long action caliber, it's shooting super smooth. Stay tuned for more. I know it did. Wood. It's one. So we bore sighted the gun at 35 yards, and then we took her to the 50-yard range, dialed her into 0, took her out to 100. It took us 2 shots to get it down to a 0 that was tolerable, and then we shot a grouping, and I believe we're right at 1 inch on a grouping. We'll flip over to that. We'll get the target. We'll flip over to that in this video. But we put a couple more rounds. Now we're letting her cool off, but she likes these ELDX, which I'm happy for. But it looks like we have a Sub-MOA gun on our hands. Very comfortable to shoot. The weight of the gun is a little heavy when toting it around, but for firing the firearm in itself and the actual recoil of that 270 round, it handles it like it handles it like a dream. I've shot a lot of 270s in my life, and that's probably the sweetest shooting 270 I've ever shot. All in all, I think this is going to be a firearm that anybody would love to have. If you're hiking in the mountains, it might be a little heavy for you, but if you're stand hunting in Texas, or you're hunting over a food plot on a bog pod, or something of that nature, it's going to be an excellent firearm for anyone. All right, so we got our target down, and so we brought her over from the 50-yard range, and this is our initial shot, and then we brought her down to here, okay? And I wasn't really fine-tuning left or right, all right, because it's cold. Barrel's going from really cold to warm instantaneously, but I just wanted to see what we could do for a grouping. And then we did 3 shots, 1, 2, and then the third one went in the same hole here. And then I shot a 4th one, which hit a little over. And then Tony shot this one, and then Edgar shot this one, and then I shot it 2 more times on this and hit here and here. So just I mean, this is an inch. This is going to be, 2 different shooters within an inch and a quarter of one another. I would call it an MOA gun. I don't know if I would say Sub-MOA just yet, but the barrel's not even broken in. Come on. I think this gun's going to get better and better over time. It does like these bullets. It's not really just like spraying them everywhere. So I think this is going to be a really good shooter. I'm excited to try this gun out in some different rounds. In some different calibers. If anybody was looking for a higher end entry level gun, this is a good one. Let me show you what I like most about it. So a lot of your this is the Mesa FFT, okay, and this is your typical hunting style stock, okay, and there's not a whole lot whenever you're anchoring and setting up. There's that, like, you grab here and your fingers in the trigger well, but there's not a whole lot of control, all right, and especially whenever you're shooting. So a lot of your bench rest guns have a long palm handle here, like a pistol grip, and they have a shorter comb, and it comes up higher right here, cheek rest, to where it kind of makes it to where it's more stable. That's what this Evoke had. So this was our setup. Normally with those hunting style guns, I'll put them inside of something like this to help hold them at a good steady angle, especially whenever we're sighting in and whatnot. But this guy's almost, it's almost bench rest style stock. I like it because right here I can put the crosshairs on center, and I don't have to shoulder the gun real heavily. I can let the gun do its thing and really see what it's doing. All I'm doing is I got my palm here, and I'm just light pressure and just slowly squeezing the trigger until it fires. This stock in itself and the way it's shaped is really nice for shooting at the range. If you were going to take this long distance, it would be nice shooting at distance as well. It's heavier though. This gun with the scope and everything is probably around 9-10 pounds. That gun over there, that Mesa, scope and everything, it's like 8. So there's a difference in weight, But I think this also helps in the recoil reduction. Actually, I know it does. The weight of the gun helps in the recoil reduction. This muzzle brake works really well as well. I mean, I made the joke in our other video that if you hold it upside down, you can have hearts and love. It's a Swifty gun, all right? But I think this brake works really well. Really dissipates that that explosion of fire that's coming out of the end of this thing, and it allows for a good amount of recoil reduction in this round. So overall, I would say, I mean, we need to put more rounds through it. Of course, we need to break in the barrel. We need to get it, finding its sweet spot. But as it sets right now, and what we've done with this gun so far, and everything that we jacked with, it's a good shooter, and I like it. I would approve. So, all in all, Christensen Evoke 270. This is the Evoke Bottomland Camo. Chosen Outdoors approved. Everything you do, do it for the Lord.